Vamos lá. Começando um novo joguinho, GreedFall. Eu praticamente não conheço nada, mas vamos ver o que vai dar. Só um minuto. Aí, só vamos ver se tá tudo certo. Eu só entrei aqui mesmo pra arrumar o áudio, mas não fiz mais nada. Começar um novo jogo. Chama de dificuldade. Modo FPS. A modo tá normal. Se tiver um som chato no fundo, não tem muito o que fazer. Esse som vai ficar um tempo aí.
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There. Now, hold the pose.
Já gostei. Até onde eu sei, é meio que um RPG. Vai ser moleque, com certeza. Isso aí é máscara. Voz. Caraca, são tudo feio. Eu gostei do cabelo, mas não no rosto. Deixa eu pegar. Caraca, personagem feio. Os cabelos é o mesmo de antes, né? É. Isso que eu acho que é mais afeminado. Cor de pele. Meu Deus do céu, que personagem feia, cara. Deixa eu preto mesmo. Cor dos olhos. Porra, isso aqui. Ele vê que os gráficos são muito bonitos. guerreiro, técnico, magia. Escolha suas habilidades iniciais de acordo com o seu estilo de jogo. A árvore de habilidade está aberta. Você poderá desbloquear as habilidades e outros arquétipos conforme avança. Guerreiro. Este perfil voltado para combate corpo a corpo. Esse perfil é voltado para controle de campo de batalha. Habilidade montar armas elementais, armas de fogo, lâminas de uma mão. Atributos recomendados: precisão, agilidade. Talentos recomendados: ciência. Que isso? Gasoa. Magia. Este perfil é voltado para o uso de feitiços ofensivos à distância. Anel de magia de Vênus. Paralisia, armas pesadas de uma mão. Atributos recomendados: poder mental, determinação. Talentos recomendados: ciência, intuição. Corpo a corpo: armas pesadas de uma mão, lâminas de uma mão, armas de fogo. Atributos recomendados: força, tolerância. Talentos recomendados: criação, vigor. Cara, o técnico é o mais meu estilo. Montar armas elementais, armas de fogo, lâminas de uma mão. Atributos recomendados: precisão, agilidade. Eu gosto de agilidade. Resultados por uso de feitiços ofensivos à distância. Habilidades iniciais: anel de magia divina, paralisia. Armas pesadas em uma mão. Atributos recomendados: poder mental, determinação. Cara, acho que vou pegar magia. Escolha um atributo para investir seu primeiro ponto de acordo com o seu estilo de jogo. Ponto de resistência, tolerância, ponto gastos. Próximo ponto, nível 4. Força nível 1. Aumenta o poder de todos os ataques corpo a corpo. Atributo necessário para empunhar as melhores armas brancas de uma ou duas mãos. Tolamento 20%. Dano de armadura 10%. Requisito 1 ponto. Agilidade, força, agilidade, poder mental, determinação, precisão, tolerância. A classe que eu peguei: atributos recomendados: poder mental, determinação. Poder mental, determinação, tolerância, habilidade, poder mental. Vamos poder mental então. Mesmo poder de todos os feitiços. Atributo necessário para utilizar os melhores anéis. Aumente a duração máxima de PE e de feitiços. Atributo necessário para utilizar as melhores amuletos e colares. Essa aqui vai ser uma classe que não estou acostumado a jogar, mas vamos ver até onde vai. De pontos gastos, beleza. Eu escolho talento do qual deseja investir o ponto inicial para avançar do seu jeito conforme conclui missões e explora o mundo. Carisma, vigor, criação, intuição, caso, ciência. Ciência nível 1 permite que você faça poções simples, permite que você destrua paredes, paredes com a ajuda de frascos explosivos, permite que você permite que você trava simples. Armadilhas, inimigos ficam mais fáceis de identificar. Intuição nível 1. Áreas de coleta ficam mais fáceis de identificar. Aumenta levemente o número de criação nenhuma. Permite que você melhorize armas e armaduras básicas. Vigor. Permite que você atravesse algumas passagens difíceis que exigem equilíbrio. Aumenta a capacidade máxima de munição e permite que você recupere um pouco de PV e a magia fora de combate. Reduz levemente o preço dos mercadores e aumenta levemente a visibilidade de combate dos seus companheiros. Curte essa. Desde que você atravessa algumas situações difíceis que exige um salto, aumente a velocidade máxima de munição, aumenta a magia fora de combate. Só a aparência dela tá me incomodando um pouco. Que porra é essa aqui, essa marca aqui no queixo? Ah, bem que eles podiam botar uma mulher muito bonita, puta merda. Definir e selecionar o próximo passo. Criação de personagem. Deseja que é esse personagem. Ok.
Just a few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face. That's a compliment, my lady, out of my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We have nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry. I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Telemi and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name. I beg your pardon, but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lady. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir, truly. I must be going.
My lady, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested I finish.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
Caraca, o personagem ficou muito feio. Eu vou embora. Palácio. Visível no alto da canto da tela, a bússola indica lugares importantes, objetivos de missões ativas, missões principais, missões secundárias. Missão principal, coisa, secundária, beleza. Caraca, a câmera dela é muito rápida, puta merda. Caraca, é rápida mesmo. Essa moleque é mais bonita que eu. Caraca. Isso. Ah, espere, calma aí. Opções. Opções de controle. Acessibilidade da câmera. Caraca, continua alto. Não deixa falar com as pessoas.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
Caraca, tá estranho. Agora ficou um pouco melhor.
Green blood.
Kurt.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your gold.
Enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor!
Ataque principal, ataque secundário. Caraca! Defenda-se contra 3 ataques. Esquivar. Aparelho mágico. Ah. Caraca! Da arma. Opa! Para designar uma poção, um atalho para abrir. Pausa tático. A pausa tática. Pausar o jogo para que você possa escolher sua próxima ação com tranquilidade. Você poderá acessar seus feitiços, habilidades e poções serem usados diretamente e designados a um atalho. Ao usar pausa tática durante o combate, você também poderá aprender mais sobre os inimigos ao seu redor. Entendido? Tá, mas um atalho. A pausa tática, menu de opções. Designar. Então use o atalho escolhido para sua poção. Paralisia, luz, poção da vida. Ações: ataque básico, ataque poderoso, ataque furioso, aparo, esquiva. Você perdeu pontos de vida. Para designar uma poção, um atalho para abrir a pausa tática. Tá aqui. Vincular, usar. Você perdeu pontos de vida. Beleza. Botar a vida em cima que é igual do New. Show. Luz vincular. Botar aqui. Para iluminar lugares escuros. Porque eu vou usar essa porra. Tá. Esquiva. Puta merda.
What a grief. Me who thought myself a competent weapons master.
It's becoming a little hard to believe.
Don't add insult to injury. This is humiliating enough. We'll need to get you through the basics, or you risk getting your feathers plucked at the first sign of trouble.
That could definitely come in handy.
In that case, Otto here is going to be your training partner. Go! Fight with honor!
Feitiço você precisa temporariamente inimigo, feitiços usam magias e... Caraca! Adiantura, feitiço sobrezinha, permite que você sobrezinha temporariamente um inimigo. Feitiço usa magia, exibe pelo medidor azul. Tá, beleza. E o que eu faço? Fazer a volta ali? Tem que botar um atalho pro feitiços. Tá. Definir, botar pra cá. Tá. Vamos ver tentar isso. Ele me ataca. Deixa eu ver. Luz, usar. Use um atalho que você designou. Ah, eu não tô entendendo essa porra. Use o atalho que você designou ou falsa tática. Tá, mas... Fica aqui. Nível de armadura física com escudos é mais devido. Armadura serve tá? Para quebrar a armadura do inimigo, você pode usar a arma de impacto ou acerta as armadilhas. Ataque a magia ignora a armadura. Tá. Ai. Ai, ai, ai. Ai, ai, sai daí, sai daí, sai daí, sai daí. Folha adicional permite que você use ataques especiais que causam dano adicional ao equilibrar o inimigo. Endorça. Beleza. Use a fúria.
It appears we've brushed up on the basics.
It does. And I'd like to be on my way. I've quite the list of things to do before we depart.
Indeed. Remember that you can always train in our barracks on the island if you're feeling rusty.
Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
Mostrar ele como você usa. Está feliz que ele vai junto. Reclamar sobre a presença constante de um guarda-costas. Eu sou lésbica, cara.
I have to admit, I thought my days as a child, complete with bodyguard, were behind me.
I do like being wanted. It would seem that the prince didn't feel you were apt to take care of yourselves alone. And so it goes. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I have no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for a celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
Ah, vai ser uma desgraça isso.
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child. Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition. Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about. Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill. Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure. Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to... I know. But it brings me comfort to know my daughter has left on a mission to heal her people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here. Take this with you. What is it? A family heirloom. Something that... Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
Caraca, parece gosto de botas. Que essa máscara, essa marca aqui na coisa dela, será que é doença? Você pode correr mais rápido com a distância dispersar. Mas o mundo é aberto ou não? Vamos ver. Bairro do Bocado. Que porra é essa? Ah, eu acho que eu tô me acostumando já. Vem que ô palhaço. Tá achando que eu sou só magia? Isso aqui, ó. Moedas. Lembra Vampire. Não tem nada por cá. Moeda de ouro. Poção de... Leva tudo, leva tudo. Levar tudo. Ah, aqui tem cabeça. Incrível 15. Armadura 18, armadura 16, qualidade 25, qualidade 2. Chance de saque. Resistência a veneno, mais 2. Peso 3, é isso? Tem peso? Ah, eu gostei desse chapéuzão brabo. Esse já dá o quê? Equipado, sei lá. Costas, nada. Ok. Não dá de tirar, não dá de ficar pelado. Arma de fogo eu não tenho. Ah, o anel aqui no laranjinha, anel dele. Beleza. Tá. Isso aqui. Contém seus itens consumíveis e outros. Poção de magia. Vazio. Presente da mãe. Presente que lhe foi dado pela sua mãe quando você se despediu dela. Vazio. Caraca, tem mapa. Porra. Ferreiro. Alquimista. Eu tô aqui, tem que ir ali. Beleza. Alguém de partido. Despeça da sua mãe. Encontre com em frente. Aqui é missões. Sem secundárias. Nenhuma. Missões. Tá. Caraca, vai dizer que isso aqui é Papamundi. Porra! Tá. Artefatos. Anda do corte do pincel. Personagens. Nível 1, experiência, magia, habilidades. Nível de relacionamento, agradável. Aliança erudita. Guarda da moeda. Habilidades. A minha é próximo ponto nível 2. Não, espera aí, calma aí. Atributos. Eu tenho que botar em poder mental. Precisão, tolerância. Bagaça. Talentos. Eu botei vigor. Tá. Vai.
Cut. It's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You were right. Maybe he is already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain. I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Of course. Where is the supplier located?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
Só na equipe. Sei lá. Beleza.
Where would you like to begin?
I've been asked to pay visits to the ambassadors of Ptolemy and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Very well. You think Constantine will be waiting for us next to the ship?
I don't know, but it is certainly worthy of inspection.
Ele tá me seguindo? Tá.
Greetings, Your Excellency. The smoke from the bonfires renders the air unbreathable. I so wish I could leave the city.
Ah, beleza, eles falam muito bobinho. Nem sei pra onde eu tô indo, cara. Festas, princípios. Pega que tem pessoa morta ali. Eu acho que fica pra cá.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade, I have been told that you were named legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Teofredi. My cousin Constantine is taking office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant.
Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of her allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors, but our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tirfredi for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
And what of your war with Thélème?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tirfredi.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Thélème has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Beleza, então.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Lady Sardette. Bom, isso aqui é baita de um RPGão, então se eu sou acostumado vai ter bastante diálogo. Eles vão contar toda a história que a gente precisa saber só com diálogo. Agora vamos pra onde? Caraca, mas o jogo tá bonito. Aí vai ter bastante diálogo mesmo. Que puta merda.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sarde, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I've come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Teofredi on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that, but I'm sure that my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You were hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do. Could you tell me anything about Ptolemy?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Ptolemy are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminis and the more political orders. The Lord Luminis has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical, and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
What is your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Ptolemy, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints: that heresy is tolerated, and
that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
How is Thélème faring on Tirfredi?
We built a marvelous city, San Mateus, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult, disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
Seita demoníaca.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front, without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Tirfredi?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Fechou então.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, Desade.
Pelo visto, a magia não é algo surreal. Mas vai ter bastante água agora pela frente. Até começar o jogo mesmo. E agora eu tô boiando na história. Isso aqui.
Good day, my lady. How might I be of service?
You can start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, madam. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, madam. I'm just an agent, and I'm only obeying orders.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders? Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You were demanding a second payment, but refused to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
understand who you were dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lady de Sardet, niece of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable, especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion and theft. You know as well as I that the Congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That's a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise without delay, unless you'd rather your master is hung, and that you finish your days in prison.
As you request, my lady. I shall go immediately and ask that these crates be delivered to the attendant.
Now that's a wise decision.
Thank you. I was beginning to think this would never end. You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo! The quartermaster must be expecting us.
Deixa eu ver só uma coisinha. Loucura. Filho da puta. Eu tô batendo nela, bate na outra, bate na outra. Cara metido. Não, não, não. Caraca, o moleque consegue pular muro. Físico 80. Esse aqui tá dando armadura 25, 7, 9. Ué, 198, 189, 160. Legal. É aqui, beleza. tinha tocado de arma. Beleza. Tá, entendi. Esse é meu primo.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince would be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's niece. All is in order. We will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship. Not a boat.
Arrogante.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. Now I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Tô com match.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men had free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Cara feio,
Does the
meu.
boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
Miss Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavia and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
Não vou falar sobre a minha missão. Não contei muita coisa.
Nothing to bother yourself about. I'm just curious.
You wouldn't, by the sheerest of coincidences, be on the trail of a couple of heretics, Your Excellency. The same a couple of the ambassadors of Teleme's men have been looking for nigh on 2 days.
And so you know about that?
Of course. Cardinal's henchmen are hard to miss, even in a crowd. And they were making quite a fuss, hoping we would cave in and help them in their hunt. Feel free to carry out your own investigation, but you'll end up with the same answers. The port brigs, just like the warehouses, are property of the Nords. No one else may enter.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is sea-born. He is a Nord from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Teofredi?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming. It will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city. It holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us. Maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a Captain Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail.
Onde estão os caras que ele falou? Então tá desaparecido o primo dela e o cozinheiro do navio.
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
What will be your official title on Teofredi? Or are you just here to keep an eye on us?
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor, nothing more. But His Highness has also asked me to report to him on certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events, chart the island and its resources, and also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island. Your help will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master. I need to be leaving. I have quite a few things to do before we raise anchor.
Beleza, Kills. Vou pegar. Descemos com ele. somente que você melhore suas armas e armaduras. Permite que você aqui poções e armadilha. Você precisa de conhecimento para ser capaz de usar a mesa de ação. Ok. Claro que tem muita coisa. Essa aqui é a missão do primo dela ainda.
I believe I've seen you at the palace. Are you one of the prince's relatives?
Completando a missão. Você pode completar a missão de vários jeitos diferentes. Tem mais de uma certa carta na manga. Astúcia, posições são corrupção, criação de itens e são alguns dos caminhos disponíveis para alcançar os objetivos. Para se tornar melhor nessa área, gaste pontos de árvore de talentos correspondendo a vista equipamento com bônus. Ameaças e combate também são opções quando seus inimigos não estiverem receptivas aos seus talentos. Beleza. O cara roubou dinheiro na frente de todo mundo.
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Tir Freddy.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man trees live there. Dragons and gigantic
Caraca,
creatures.
dragões.
Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the pool. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
Então a ilha é braba.
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered. and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age? Hair down to his neck, light brown? Blue eyes? Quite the talker?
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'd be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
That's not a small sum. I need to think about my options.
Oh, the father has forgotten to give his daughter her allowance, it would seem.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Filha da puta. Cadê? Deixa eu ver.
This furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
I could repair this if I had some metal dowels.
Caraca, a mulher entra assim na casa do cara e foda-se.
Locked. I don't have the key. Locked.
Ah, habilidade insuficiente para arrumar a porta. Legal. Caraca, o jogo tá bem bonito. Um coração que você não tenha encontrado apoios que esperava em serene desde a sua partida de academia. A situação tem sido deplorável. Aquele que você acusou agora se comporta como se as regras não se aplicassem a eles, realizando regularmente experimentos questionáveis, e não há nada que o resto de nós possa fazer além de não chamar atenção. Espero que sinceramente que você eventualmente encontre algum lugar onde possa estar em paz, seu amigo. Se preparou para o ataque. Ah, tem uma doença na cidade, né? Que pegou a mãe dela. Então essa mancha na cara deve ser isso. Aqui a arma, podia pegar uma arma.
Lady Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 3D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, no. If he finds an alternative solution that is less illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Conforme a gente vai falando, vai dando missão secundária. Vamos lá pra taverna.
Such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking? What might I help you with?
Vender, embora, comprar.
Guess they were once broken.
Yeah, cuzão.
Well then, were you able to repair it all?
Yes, just like new. Or nearly.
That does indeed look like fine work. You know what you're doing.
Obrigado.
Can you tell me where I can find my cousin now?
Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow. Who could down his pipe? Anything else?
Já foi tudo.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
My husband started coughing yesterday in the evening.
Tá, não, fala contigo.
I hope it's because of the cold.
Subir aqui em cima só pra replicar? Não. Falar com o charlatão.
Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still, this little vial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malachor. Alas, not yet. But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malachor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A file only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malachor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man, no doubt.
The speech is well polished. I even feel like buying some.
And if we had a word with him, I wonder if he'll serve us the same routine.
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Are there any nasty side effects with this remedy of yours?
There are none. You will feel nothing but an intense sense of well-being.
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now. I saw you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his car.
Have you finally made up your mind?
I will think about it.
As you wish, but don't wait long. It won't last forever.
Roubar, mas como eu vou fazer pra roubar? Eu não entendi. Denotações a mão quase ilegível. Resultados de experimentos. Observações do paciente. Símbolos incompreensíveis, mas a complexidade de algumas receitas não deixa espaço para dúvidas. O ator foi um verdadeiro alquimista e certamente possuía muito conhecimento.
To my help, and death to the others! You're running out of energy. Drink a potion. Move away. Things are about to get dicey.
Eu dou conta, filho. Eu dou conta. Pé da conta. O alquimista estranho da aliança que alugou um quarto no andar superior pediu especialmente para não limpá-los durante a sua estadia. Aquele velho tolo deve ter medo que quebremos seus frascos ou algo do tipo. Então deixe-os com a imundície dele. O cliente tem sempre razão. Tá aí, eu peguei o frasco.
You finally made up your mind?
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us, to prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I am gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right.
Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him, before his head ends up on a spike.
Think back to the note that we found. We need to take a look at the tavern. He won't leave the city without his belongings.
Eles marcou taberna. Ah, é essa aqui taberna. Um animal meu.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Ainda tô no seu lugar. Ah, te achei, o vagabundo.
You again? What are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that's found you. Have you seen the mob that's gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce, And he's the one who sent me.
Sahin. Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set up a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy. To criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the malachor they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace, and earned Sahin's hatred. Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. The mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps. But you are hurting innocents. I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, my lady?
Fazendo as pessoas de cobaia, mentindo. Eu não vou ajudar, eu vou prendê-lo.
I'm sorry, but I don't trust you. I'm going to deliver you to Dr. Sahin.
My lady, I beg you to spare me.
I've heard enough. You are under arrest.
How unjust. I am finished. Sahin is going to throw me in the bottom of a deep cell, if not worse.
Volte diretamente para a Embaixada da Aliança Erudita. Ficar aqui. Ah, tem viagem rápida quando terminar a missão?
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade.
I tracked down your man near the Coin Guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say that I put an end to his activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated. He is hiding in a room in the Coin Guard tavern.
Why didn't you have him arrested?
Angry citizens have gathered round the building. They have sworn to avenge themselves after discovering his fraud. I decided it better to avoid the mob. But if you wish to capture him alive, I advise you to hurry.
Governor Buren will be happy to learn that a legate with great assiduity will soon be joining the island of Teer-Fredi. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest present for your voyage.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Ai, rapaz. Mas agora como eu faço? Ah, aqui tá lâmina de uma mão, mais pesada. Aqui ataque, campo. Tá, esse aqui é o meu, então é só aqui que eu vou. Antiparamos primeiramente o oponente forte, lhe dar tempo de eliminar os outros. Não é foda também. Anel mágico divino, permite que use anéis de magia divina. Ataque básico, projétil sombrio. Ataque com impacto sombrio, os caras precisam de dano. Eu tenho que apertar aqui. Seguindo os passos. Então o próximo aqui. Eu venho pra cá, faço aqui, pum pum. Ok, entendi. Essa missão aqui já era. E tem a missão do depósito, investiga os presentes do náutico novato. Investiga a presença do náutico novato. E aqui, aqui vamos fazer a missão secundária primeiro e depois vamos para a principal. Deixa eu ver. Então, por aqui a gente vai ficar aqui mesmo, só para conhecer. E na próxima a gente continua. Daí a gente termina essas aqui, que é a secundária. Daí vamos para a principal, procurar nosso primo. Então tá, valeu, falou.